Hi everybody. I'm going to call this video a little pep talk for sellers. If you're trying to sell your home right now, I don't have to tell you, it's a tougher market than it was a few years ago. And I know a lot of you sellers are frustrated. Believe me, I understand. I recently had a listing that I had to sell 3 times before it finally firmed up. The first time, it fell apart because the buyer, they didn't even deliver the deposit. The explanation was the financing from overseas wasn't coming through, so let's just stop it now. Personally, I just think they changed their minds. So we put it back on the market and we sold it a second time. And again, the buyer walked away after a home inspection. The interesting part, I have every one of my listings, I pre-inspect them before they ever hit the market. And this inspector found exactly what you'd expect to find in a home of this age. There were some minor foundation cracks, the furnace was older, and we already disclosed that, but there was nothing major. Still, the deal collapsed. Then, buyer number 3. Everything looked good until the financing condition. When we first got the offer, I specifically asked the agent whether the client had been pre-qualified, and I was assured that he had. But the last minute, we found out they hadn't, and they needed an extension. At this point, my seller, they'd already been through 2 failed deals, so you can only imagine how stressful it was. But thankfully, she stayed calm. She didn't panic. She didn't make emotional decisions. She just trusted the process. And this time, the sale finally went through. Here's my point. What's happening isn't unusual in today's market. Financing, it falls apart. Buyers, they get nervous. Deals, they die. It doesn't necessarily mean there's something wrong with your home. Sometimes it's simply the market we're in. So if your sale has been frustrating, don't lose confidence. Stay patient, stay realistic, and remember, sometimes the hardest sale is still just one buyer away. Anyhow, I love doing these videos, so like, share, and we'll talk soon.